Welcome to AI Design Mastery. This is the first tutorial in a series that is going to take you through all of the generative AI workflows that I use and that industry professionals are using today in order to achieve greater levels of innovation and also to bring new players into the creative space with a richness of backgrounds and experiences. And so I'm going to start by taking you through the overall framework that we teach and some of the tools that we use, and then how we are going to proceed through this course. So, one of the things that I want to tell you about is how we really focus more on the thought process and the philosophy of using AI rather than the specific nuances of each tool. And what we've developed is a framework that harnesses the best aspect of several different tools that we can use to generate really innovative concepts and present them in a very compelling way. So I'm going to take you through this presentation. This is a great introduction to the AI Design Mastery course, and it's going to form the basis of the curriculum and how we proceed through all of the different tools and workflows. So much of the basis for AI Design Mastery is rooted in design thinking. Now, what is design thinking? Design thinking was started over 30 years ago by a world famous consultancy called IDEO. You might know them as the inventor of the computer mouse. And design thinking transformed the way teams and organizations approach innovation and business transformation using various frameworks to empower people across an organization from different disciplines in order to generate innovative ideas and solutions. So IDEO actually transitioned from being a design service provider to becoming a design educator for client companies. So a lot of what they do is done with simple drawings and post-it notes, and this is because it's a great tool for anyone, regardless of their drawing ability or their background in the arts, to participate in the creative process. But while design thinking is really good at helping teams generate lots of ideas very quickly, the process lacks the ability to identify a clear path forward and deliver on the vision. And what you'll often find is that you'll see everybody get excited. There's lots of great ideas, and then everybody's like, "Okay, now what do we do?" And there's no real pathway to what is next. What is going to get us from A to B? So we've developed a process called design doing. And so design doing is a framework similar to design thinking, but harnessing a series of generative AI tools to empower founders, C-suite leaders, key stakeholders, and skill teams to develop a clear vision and to visually communicate through photorealistic images, storytelling, and 3D prototypes. Generative AI empowers anyone without traditional art or design skills to communicate visually and to participate in the creative process. When I talk about visual communication, traditionally, the most time-tested way of communicating visually is drawing. And so people who have been trained in the arts and in drawing have risen to that level of creative leader when oftentimes they may have they may be great at the craft of drawing, but they lack a certain taste or a certain vision in order. And yet there are other people who come from different backgrounds and different disciplines who might actually have better taste, better vision, but lack the skills to communicate visually. Well, generative AI is going to be breaking down that barrier. And so design doing is centered around framing the problem, defining a target user or persona, identifying brand attributes if you're working towards an existing brand, aesthetic research, and then driving innovative product concepts and solutions. And so let's talk about the design doing framework. And so the design doing framework is really taking the design thinking framework, the classic design thinking framework, and applying these tools in order to help us communicate, visualize, and then ultimately deliver on those concepts. So the initial stage is idea generation, but we like to use ChatGPT. It's a great, easy to use tool to frame a problem or to articulate a user persona and define key attributes. And it's really a language learning model. It's a generative text tool. And then the next stage is to visualize. We use Midjourney as the initial stage of visualization. And so what we can do is we can take the text prompts from ChatGPT into Midjourney and start to create visual representations of those ideas. Now, you can also do that in ChatGPT, but we have found Midjourney to be a much more effective tool for that particular work stream. The next stage is to develop designs. And so we want to develop and iterate designs quickly. We want to do product variations, and we can even start to generate early stage 3D prototypes and even animations. And the tool for that is VisCom. And so really the bulk of the course is really going to center around VisCom because that is really the core creative tool. It's also the most robust tool for design and innovation. It is designed for designers working within organizations that have strict legal frameworks for copyright and trademark and intellectual property protection. They also want to be, protected from copyright litigation from any source imagery that might be brought into the AI process. And so VisCom is really the robust tool. Plus it has a really great suite of user-friendly tools that we are going to learn in this course to help you in any number of ways to take your concept as far as you want to go. And then with that, we use VisCom to refine with 3D, with photorealistic imagery, with animation. And then we can also take that 3D into mixed reality using another tool called Gravity Sketch. Now, we're not going to be covering Gravity Sketch in this course, but we do offer a course in Gravity Sketch, and that is really more of a 3D development tool using virtual reality and mixed reality. And so imagine being able to see your concept, your object in 3 dimensions, projected it in the real world, and being able to walk around it, spin around it. If it's a large scale object like a vehicle, you could sit inside it, and then you can bring that data in and out of VisCom and use it in different ways. And then finally, to present our concepts, we want to use those powerful tools of animation, visual storytelling, and really crafting the narrative of the concept and really tying it back to the persona. So generative AI it's really removing the filter. It's breaking down the barriers of whether or not a creative person has traditional art education or traditional drawing skills. We think that traditional drawing skills, while still a very valuable skill set, is going to diminish in terms of defining what is a great designer. And what's really going to be defining a great designer is the vision, the taste, and the execution using these tools. And so while drawing is a component of what we do, it's not really required to be like a master at drawing in perspective or things like that. Design doing can be applied to any category of product, vehicle, structure, apparel, or even an experience. And then this is just showing an example of taking a design into mixed reality. Here you can see I'm walking around a digital vehicle in a real space, full scale, sitting on the floor of a real studio, and even being able to get inside the vehicle. This is a really powerful tool. It's allowing us to bypass much of the early stage physical modeling. In fact, I've done programs with clients with absolutely no physical modeling whatsoever, going straight from augmented reality to fully running vehicles. So you can see I'm sitting on the inside of the vehicle, able to get a feeling for the cockpit layout. It's a really powerful way of working. And the tools of VisCom really play well into this process, being able to get ideas in and out of augmented reality. So the first step is ideation and brainstorming. And so we use ChatGPT to do the initial brainstorming, to frame the problem, to frame the thesis, and then to use Midjourney to visualize those initial ideas very quickly, transforming abstract concepts into tangible visual assets. And then we like to use that to generate a design brief, which really helps to frame the thesis. And with that, the persona. The persona is really about the target user. The next step is to start to visualize using Midjourney, and then we can even use VisCom in the initial visualization of ideas at the beginning. And you can see that we like to start off first with abstract shapes and forms, mood boards, focusing on the shapes, the colors and materials, and how they tie into the persona, rather than getting into a very specific rendition of a specific object. We'll get into more of that later as we go through the course. The next stage is to develop. Now that we have a general form vocabulary, a general sense of where the persona is aesthetically, Then we can start to apply that to a product or a vehicle and start to get a real consistency of idea, and also really leaping beyond what is the known vehicle, right? The known form language, the known design language, and we can really start to project into the future what that brand or that vehicle might be. Then we can go in and refine it and add greater detail, greater perfection, greater refinement, but we're still maintaining the core essence of that design and that original aesthetic direction established in the early stages of the design brief is evident as we push through all the way into a final product. And then finally, we can use animation and 3D to present concepts in very compelling ways. Here you can see an idea where you can see the persona of the user. He's getting on this aerial vehicle. He's putting on his helmet. He's getting on and he's taking off and he's flying. So you're not just seeing the concept of the vehicle, but you're seeing how it's being used. You can see how the target customer or the target user is having this experience, right, with the product. And so that is a super, super valuable way of presenting. So talk about a few case studies. This was a project that I took on in response to the recent rebranding of Jaguar last year, which was very controversial. I wasn't very happy with it, and so I wanted to do my own take on the Jaguar brand by deep diving into the history and the heritage of the brand, but then to start to craft a narrative and craft personas that clearly modern, clearly in the near future, and with that generating an aesthetic direction, starting with an abstract sculpture, which represented a future version of the Jaguar brand, and then to start to craft a vehicle around that concept. Another case study. This an idea for a vehicle as a residence, and this is more of a sort of a problem solving type of thesis where we're taking something like housing affordability in large urban environments and addressing it through an innovative concept for a vehicle that you can live in. For digital nomads who travel from city to city, the cities need tech talent. They need people with skills, but those people are increasingly priced out of living in the city. And so the idea here is that you would have government organizations and private enterprise create these communities of places where people could bring the vehicles that they live in and actually have a really uh, clean, safe environment that they could live in comfortably, and for a time, and then move on to the next place. This was an idea for building an eyewear brand around a fictional target customer persona based in Nairobi. And the reason I chose Nairobi is because that is a very fast growing, well, sub-Saharan Africa in general is a very fast growing population. It is rapidly modernizing, rapidly people have tech skills, they're educated, they're young, they're ambitious, and I think it's going to be in the next 20 years a fashion hub for the world. And so this was an idea for a concept that of eyewear that is built around this series of personas based in Nairobi. So thank you for joining me. I really look forward to working with you in the AI Design Mastery Intensive. We're going to be deep diving into each stage of the design doing process, starting with forming that thesis with ChatGPT and then beginning to visualize that in Midjourney. So thank you for joining me. Looking forward to working with you in the next session.